Hey VC, how's it going? Hope everyone had a good Saturday. It's pretty late into the evening when I'm filming this. I think the lighting looks a little bit different. I usually have some sunlight coming in here. But alas, here we are. It's Vinyl Finds, December 2018. A little later than I typically do it. I try to get it out first thing in the new month, but I really wanted to get my vinyl tag video out there, which got a great response. Thanks everybody for watching, commenting. And I've had a wave of new subscribers lately, so thanks everybody for subscribing, all you new guys and the old ones. Thanks for sticking around, and to you new guys, maybe stick around and see what happens. It could be good, it could be terrible. Who am I to say? So, pretty straightforward video. This one just going to be showing the modest stack that I got in December. I say every single month that I wasn't planning on getting this month, and that rings true this time. But you know, there's just good deals out there, and I had a little bit of Christmas cash to spend, of course. So yeah, I'll just kind of get right into it with the used stuff. I always find some good deals on stuff. I've had some pretty good luck lately on stuff that I didn't really even know that I wanted. But I just hear about artists, and I kind of have a list. I actually have a literal list on Discogs, you know, the want list feature. But like a mental list in my head of stuff I'm just kind of keeping an eye out for, maybe I'd be interested in. I'm just kind of flipping through random records, you know, I recognize artists. And one of them, or I should say a whole genre that I have been kind of hunting for a little bit, is some blues. And this was an artist I'd actually been looking for in particular. That's Big Mama Thornton. This is actually a cool record. It says in Europe, so I kind of thought maybe it'd be like a live album. I had no idea. I'm not huge on live albums, so you know, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but I'm not huge on them. But luckily, you know, this is a studio record, recorded in Europe. Actually with some great players, like Buddy Guy's on here for the majority of the time. Mississippi Fred McDowell's on here playing, you know, his trademark acoustic blues. Really goes great with her voice. She's a great singer. This is a fantastic record. It's on the Arhoolie label, which I thought was pretty interesting. That's not one you see every day. From what I understand, they're a blues label. The vinyl on this is very nice. I will say the cover, when I got it, this whole bottom seam was split, like completely end to end. Otherwise, it's pretty nice. There's a little bit on the top, not as bad. But this whole bottom seam was gone, and I repaired it using these things. They're called Seams Easy. I think that's just what they are. They're just like little repair strips. I'll pull one out. I got these from Sleeve City. They sell them. It's just like a little cardboard strip. You fold it in half, both sides. Like this white peels off, and it's super adhesive. It's a pretty strong bond, so you want to make sure you got it in the same, or in the correct spot before you seal it. But it's holding on there really nice. Like, you know, that's not going anywhere. That's super strong adhesive. So maybe if you guys have any suggestions for repair like that, something similar where I don't have to buy a product, that'd be nice to know. I also did a similar repair with this one. Actually, I did the top and the bottom. But this is Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner, or vice versa. I think Porter was actually a little more famous than her at the time, if you could believe it. Like, if you ask people my age, if they know either one of these two, it would probably, actually most definitely be Dolly Parton. She's kind of, you know, been a little more timeless, and she's, you know, her fame has been longer lasting. But they're a great duo, or they were, and definitely musically they were great together. There's not really one particular song off of here that I think really stands out. But you know, it's just a all-around good, mid-60s country record. And I've actually, you know, I'm always looking lately for 60s country, maybe 50s and 60s. That's kind of the stuff that I really find myself gravitating towards with the genre. And obviously Dolly Parton, I'd like to have more of her in general in my collection. I just, not the easiest to find. This was like $1, so no brainer. And one of the more interesting finds, kind of continuing my streak of some British pressings at Half Price Books. This is a British original pressing of the Pentangle's first record. As you can see, that cover, that's something. But also, it's taller than your average record cover. Like, I'll just put these. These are lined up on the bottom. See, and this, you know, this still sticks way above a normal cover. It's the same width, it's just like long, or it's taller, I should say. Anyway, musically, it's the Pentangle. You know, it's exactly what you'd expect. Bert Jansch, I can never bring myself to pronounce his name correctly. You know the guy, great guitar player. Who's on here? Oh, fun fact. Liner notes on the back written by John Peel. That's a fun one. Anyway, he mentions, I'm blanking on the other guys in the band. There's Terry Cox, he plays drums. Danny Thompson's on bass, actually a really good bass player. Who does the vocals? I'm blanking on her name. Boy. Jackie McShee, there you go. Great band. If you like the kind of pastoral British 60s folk revival thing, and you don't like a lot of the 60s psychedelic mixed in there, this is a good one for you. Just a pretty timeless sounding record. A couple of traditionals on there. Oh, I didn't show the label on that. Yeah, this is on the Transatlantic label, I think it's called. I've found a couple of these recently on this label. Yeah, pretty solid. And the vinyl's in great shape on that. I don't know what it is with that cover being totally trashed and the record is easily VG+, super quiet. I don't know. It just needed a good cleaning. Okay, next one here is the original Sun Sound of Johnny Cash. I think this is a comp, maybe a little bit later. Just kind of, you know, compiling a lot of his singles from the Sun Records label. It's got like Big River, that's the biggest one on here for me, but you know, other songs. I Forgot to Remember to Forget, Goodnight Irene, Country Boy, Born to Lose, New Mexico. Those aren't as well known to me, but I just, you know, Johnny Cash, I feel like the only two I had besides this one was I have his two famous live recordings, like Folsom Prison and San Quentin. So some studio stuff is nice to have. I'd really love to have a copy of his Hot and Blue guitar, or even just songs that made him famous. I feel like that's an earlier comp of his Sun stuff. But you know, classic Sun label, decent shape. Cover's got writing all over it. What are you gonna do? Cool to have that one. So this is my my fiance Abby. She got this one. It's Heinz. It's called Leave Me Alone. I did not expect myself to like this as much as I did. I think they're Spanish. They sing in English. It's just, I think they're maybe self-classified as like garage pop. So, you know, they play guitars. It's a little primitive sounding. The songs aren't like mind-blowingly amazing, but it, you know, it wasn't bad. It was a good effort. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound like demeaning in any way. It was good. I enjoyed it. Some fun songs on here. That's the thing, is like they don't really seem to take themselves too seriously, which is always refreshing in music, at least that I listen to. It's nice to once in a while listen to something that's just fun and that's just trying to be fun. This is on Mom and Pop Records, pretty standard, you know, black vinyl. I think this came out in like 2016, so it's a newer one. We got this used, good price, good album. I don't know that much about that one. Okay, and I found this at Half Price Books. The standard version is out there, easy to find. Apparently, this is a loser edition, so that's maybe a little bit of a spoiler what it is. Is apparently a little bit harder to find. It's on a lot of best of 2018 lists already that I've seen. And I had liked a lot of this artist's work that I'd heard before. So when I listened to this, I was kind of blown away with how like unique and different this was. I don't think I've ever really heard anything like this. This is Lowe's newest album, Double Negative. Super dark. It's like oppressive and just like fractured. It's a lot of times just like noise, you know. It's barely music a lot of the time. I really found myself enjoying it though, because those moments that shine through that are, you know, not dark and oppressive. There's like some nice moments on here. It's like, wow, that's like all that build up to get to that was actually pretty amazing. So this is the loser edition vinyl. It's clear, maybe like a slightly pink hue. But yeah, that's pretty transparent. Like you can see me through the sleeve and the vinyl. It's on Sub Pop, so you know the packaging is always pretty solid. I do wish they would do the polyline sleeves though. You know, just they usually do like a pretty standard art sleeve. It also comes with this insert that I'm not really too sure about. I don't really know what the cover is supposed to be, but you know, it's got like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a mask. It's kind of fun, but yeah, it's just the album art with the die cut sort of holes, and maybe I'll see if I can get away with doing a needle drop in here. If I don't, then just look it up. Again, it's Low, their newest record, Double Negative. Super unique, probably the most unique thing I've heard in a long time. Another 2018 release here, which I will also do a needle drop for, hopefully, if I am allowed to. YouTube. This is a side project. This would have been a good answer for the side project question on the vinyl tag, because it's actually kind of a super group and a side project for all three of these ladies. This is Boy Genius, the self-titled EP. So you have Phoebe Bridgers, Julian Baker, Lucy Dacus, or Dacus, I'm not sure how to say it. Three great singer-songwriters. If you've never heard any of their music, I highly recommend it, especially, actually not even especially any of them. All of their solo records are amazing. And this EP is, you know, a lot of times a super group will be not as good as like the sum of its parts. This is like, even better than the sum of its parts. I don't know what it is. I hope they do more. I hope this isn't just like a one-off thing. They toured together in support of this, and I wish I could have gone to see that, but they weren't actually in Texas, I don't think. I am going to go see Lucy Dacus in February in Austin on her solo tour, so that'll be cool. But yeah, anyway, this is on Matador Records, pretty standard pressing. It's also pretty affordable. I think this is like $12 or something online. At least the standard black vinyl is. I think there's a couple colorways that were like tour exclusives and stuff. I think those are a little pricey online, but you know, the standard black is out there. So if I do a needle drop and you find yourself enjoying it, maybe give the full thing a listen. There's really a lot to like there. Next one here is Frigid Pink. I've been looking for this one. This is such a great record. Kind of an essential 60s, I guess you could say psychedelic. I guess it's probably more garage than anything, or that kind of proto-punk, just like loud, fuzzy, overdriven guitars. I think I remember seeing this whenever, I'm wearing my Josie Records shirt. Whenever they first opened, the first time I went there, I want to say that was like 2015. They had like 5 copies of this. I didn't know what it was. They were all like $4 to $6 each. I kind of wish I had grabbed one. I was holding one in my hand. I was like, this looks cool. I'll probably get this. I ended up putting it back because I just never heard it before or any of the songs off of here. And then I kept seeing them be talked about in the VC once I joined. I heard songs of theirs in like TV and movies, like especially Tell Me Why or Crying Shame. I was like, wow, that's a really good song. And in a previous video, I had shown the Parrot label, the label game entry that I did for Brad, and someone, I can't remember who, sorry, mentioned in the comments that was like, I see the Parrot label, I think Frigid Pink, and I wanted to say, oh, that's funny, I was thinking of that too, but I didn't want to spoil my own video. But yeah, it's on the Parrot label. I got this at Doc's Records. That's what I should have been mentioning. I finally got a chance to go visit Doc's Records over Christmas break. Went with my dad. We had a good time. We dug. Shout out to my dad for taking me, because I had been just dying to go to a DFW record store. It's just not the same down here. It's really not. I keep saying that. Of course, I found some great stuff there. And always amazing prices. This was, I want to say $8. It was either 8 or 10. I feel like the store, by me, not to badmouth them too much, I'm not in love with that store. I think they would charge like $20 for something like this. And I'm just really happy to finally have this. That was a hole that I needed to plug. In my vinyl tag video, speaking of, I showed this as my most recent find, and it's still, you know, in that group of the last records that I bought were at Doc's Records, and this was one of them. I already showed this. Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet, U.S. Press, Blue London label, gatefold. I love that gatefold picture. This is, oh man. See, I love this record. I like the Stones. I don't really know too much detail about like their career. Is this the last one with Brian Jones, or was Satanic Majesty's Request the last one? I think this one might be the last one. It's got, you know, Sympathy for the Devil. Obviously, it's probably the biggest song and most well-known off of here, if not Street Fighting Man. But there's not a bad song on this thing. I really love No Expectations. Actually, kind of a slow, bluesy number, acoustic. You know, Dear Doctor, Parachute Woman, Jigsaw Puzzle. That's a great A-side right there. And the B-side, you got Street Fighting Man, Prodigal Son, Stray Cat Blues, Factory Girl, and Salt of the Earth. That's a great B-side. This is like a 10 out of 10 record, easily. I also think it is funny, the parallels between this and the White Album. because I've seen some misinformation online. I think this, okay, well, obviously, you know, there was different artwork for this. It got censored because it had a toilet on it. I know, God forbid. Um, it got censored into this, which is pretty, you know, I get it. It's supposed to be like an invitation. It has like an RSVP down here. Um, the comparisons to this and the White Album, because they both came out in '68. I think this one came out first, like way ahead of it. And this wasn't even their first choice for the artwork, but I've still seen comparisons saying that like they copied the White Album artwork with the whole aesthetic. I think that was just a big coincidence. Okay, enough about that. The Phil Spector Christmas record, an original copy on, I don't even know what label that is, Phillies Records or Files Records. I don't know how to say it. You know, the one with like the group photo of like all the artists on it. That's kind of a grail of mine. I'd love to have that. It's not cheap. I've never seen one in person. You know, I'd have to get it online. But this will hold me over. I have been looking for this for such a long time. Maybe not this exact pressing, but it's the Phil Spector Christmas record, a reissue with a different cover, which I think is way worse, actually. Not even close in quality, but the music is great. That's what really matters. And this just so happens to be a British pressing. It was in the shrink wrap. I find old shrink wrap to be pretty annoying, actually, so I just took it out. I have to re-glue this seam. I don't know what it is with British records and that seam coming unglued. But you know, it's on this Phil Spector label. It's made in England. It has the classic British shaped inner sleeve as well, with poly lined the bag. Super happy to have this. Again, this was like $6, and I bought it like the 23rd of December. You know, they could have easily inflated the price if they wanted to. I would have paid like $15-20 for that copy if they had a price like that. I would have. But you know, that's just fair. Doc's Records fair prices. One of my favorite stores. So the big grail find for me. Sorry, my mouth's a little dry. The big grail that I didn't even know was a grail until I saw it there in the store. They had a lot of promo copies of just like random records. Like I think they had a copy I put back of the McDonald and Giles record. You know, the two guys from King Crimson before it was King Crimson. They had a promo copy of that. That was cool. A couple other random things like 80s Elton John records or Journey or stuff like that. A lot of really random promo stuff. And then I ran into this promo copy and I was like, okay, that has to come home with me, because it's one of my favorite, I won't say recent, I think I've known about it for a little while now, but in the past couple of years, discoveries of an older record, and I had just recently got a copy of it. Maybe it was either last year or the year before, but here's another copy, which is an upgrade both in condition and cool factor. Yeah, Pacific Ocean Blue, Dennis Wilson, promo strip, promo stamp, and that white label. That's pretty cool. Super happy to find this. So, I've already talked about this before. I'll just say again. Dennis Wilson, he, you know, known as the quiet one in the group, the Beach Boys, played drums. A lot of times, you know, obviously he'd play live, but he tried to do as much in the studio as he could. Oh, sorry about that. I had a little notification pop up. Try to do as much in the studio as he could, and after a while, after Brian kind of stopped being so much of, you know, dominating the leadership role of the band, a lot of the other guys would step up with songwriting, and that included Dennis. And I think last month I showed their record Friends, which has his first solo songwriting credit on it. which I'm blanking on the name of that song. But you know, that's kind of the steps leading towards this one. Eventually this comes out, I think like 77. Um, you know, of years worth of songwriting and you know, perfecting kind of the sound that he wanted to do. His voice is a little gravelly. It's heavy, it's thick, and the music a lot of the times is just like breathtakingly beautiful. Um, Song names like Time, You and I, the two songs that open up the B-side are just some of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. You have like cool songs like River Song, Friday Night, the title track. Wow, just what a great record. I think this in my top 100 was barely squeezed out. It was like either 100 or 101. It might have made it in there. But wow, this is so good. I'm really happy to have that, which means I have a copy of my old copy is for sale right now. So yeah, I'm running out of battery life here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I'll try to put some needle drops in. Yeah, they might not make it, I'm not sure. But if you enjoy those, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.